Following up with clients after a real estate transaction is an essential part of the process. The real estate industry is constantly evolving and changing, and so are the strategies that you need to adapt in order to stay competitive. Luckily for you, Real Talker, in this video, you will find some tips on how to effectively follow up with clients in real estate. It is no secret that real estate involves a lot of follow-up. Clients might be busy people who are constantly on the go and may not have the time to return your calls or emails quickly. It is important to know how to effectively follow up with clients so that you do not lose them as a client. One of the most crucial characteristics of a good salesperson is the ability to follow up with prospects. Although some components of follow-up vary by industry, there are a few qualities that apply regardless of what you're selling. For example, persistence, wits, and tenacity all aid a salesperson in achieving their end goal of getting a client or closing a transaction. Those qualities also characterize what it takes to follow up with prospects successfully. Following up is especially critical in the real estate sector, where 64% of buyers and sellers use a previous agent or a referral from a friend or family member, according to the National Association of Realtors. Given those figures, it's reasonable to assume that if you don't follow up with one prospect, you will not only miss out on one commission, but you will also likely miss out on another commission down the road. A potential home buyer interacts with a realtor. The real estate agent, who is also a realtor, has a good feeling about the prospects, but the sale does not go through. Not only did the real estate agent lose immediate revenue, but that client will never be a satisfied customer who refers other business to him. Is this a scenario you've seen before? Sometimes it's just a luck of the draw, but it's more commonly the result of poor follow-up procedures. The essentials of effective realtor follow-up techniques. First, real estate brokers must be persistent despite the fact that it takes a large amount of time. Making a few follow-up attempts and then calling it a day doesn't work. According to studies, 80% of non-routine purchases, including home purchases, take place after at least 5 follow-ups. In addition, data shows that 63% of customers who contact a realtor on any given day will not buy for at least 3 months. Be patient. At the same time, your lead isn't likely to want to get a dozen calls, voicemails, or emails from you every day. Who does? The difference between a successful agent and an obnoxious, spammy one is knowing when to reach out and when enough is enough. No agent wants to be the latter. The tone and content of your communications, from phone conversations to emails and everything in between, are also crucial considerations, and you don't want to come out as desperate or forceful, and your prospect doesn't want to feel forced or guilted into making a decision. The goal is to keep prospects informed about the realtors and the services they can give in a way that adds value rather than irritates them. What are some of the most effective methods for following up with prospects? For real estate professionals, here are 17 effective follow-up techniques for real estate. Number 1, make time. You are busy, we understand. However, 2 of the 5 things that all great real estate salespeople do on a daily basis are following up and prospecting. It may be difficult to fit all of your follow-up calls, emails, and texts into your schedule, but stick to the time blocking strategy of time management. Consider utilizing this 22-day follow-up calendar as a template to help you figure out when and how you will contact leads. Number 2, ask the best way to contact them. Some people prefer to communicate by email, while others prefer to call or text. After your initial contact, inquire about your lead's preferred mode of communication. Allowing them to select helps you appear less forceful and more eager to accommodate their requirements. Number 3, meet them on their turf. If leads don't reply to calls, send them an email. Check out their social media sites if they don't answer emails. Go after them if they are active there. Number 4, perfect your opening statement. You have already made an impression since you're following up. That means you need to keep creating a rapport with your leads and convincing them to believe in what you're selling. In this case, your abilities, knowledge, and experience in real estate. Scripts are fantastic, but they should only be used as a starting point. People can tell the difference between an agent who is merely interested in getting a listing and one who is actually interested in building a relationship and assisting others. Don't be cliché. Make an effort to connect on similar ground by being interesting and memorable. Number 5, provide value. If you don't obtain the listing on the first follow-up, the email you send later summarizing your chat should include something useful, such as a piece of material that subtly promotes your business. It doesn't have to be salesy, but it should be about your real estate services. Another fantastic method to accomplish this, especially during the early exchanges, is to include a link to a relevant item connected to what you discuss, whether it's the housing market, music, or sports in your postscript. Number 6, research and use data. A realtor's value proposition is that you are an expert in the market where you do the majority of your business. That was your experience. It's also about your ability to read and describe market indicators. To reaffirm yourself as a local market expert who understand what they're talking about, back up your assertions with cold hard data, whether they are stressing your personal production or your perception of market trends. Number 7, generate a follow-up schedule. We are all human, so don't rely on your memory to remind you that it's time to follow up. Create at least 2 schedules, one for active leads. These are responsive individuals who appear ready to buy soon, and one for passive leads. These are qualified leads who will likely take longer to buy. The schedule should run for at least 12 months, though the nature and frequency of contacts may change over time depending on the amount of interest the lead displays. Follow-up strategies within schedules give clear expectations for sales personnel, among other things. Number 8, use a variety of contact formats. In this day and age, we have a wide range of communication options. To ensure that a lead is reached, a real estate agent can and should use all of them: calls, texts, social media, email, and old-fashioned paper mail. Of course, it never hurts to inquire about a prospect's preferred method of communication. If they do, this is how you contact them. Number 9, leverage your email templates. Make an effort to create or purchase email templates that will increase your chances of establishing a positive impression and eliciting a positive response. The intention is to build a framework that supports the salesperson in developing the message, not to generate a completely manufactured response that goes out in place of actual conversation from the sales rep. While offering personalized information, the email template ensures that all bases are covered. This actually refers to a broader communication principle. Consider the impression you want to make, but leave room for a chance. You don't want to come across as false or robotic. Number 10, make a good first impression for future referrals. That means subject lines matter when it comes to email outreach to real estate prospects. You might have the perfect home for them, but if your subject line doesn't entice them to open the email, they won't see what's within. Number 11, always be helping. Even the best first email isn't guaranteed to get a response. People, like you, are busy. Even though they wish to chat to you, they may have other pressing matters on their minds. As part of your outreach sequence or workflow, I propose sending 2 or 3 follow-up emails. If you want to make any progress in the process, make sure that each email you send provides value to your potential client. They will have no reason to respond if you simply claim you are checking in or following up. The most common blunder is believing that prospects and customers read your emails and maintain a running record in their thoughts every time you contact them. Remind your clients of earlier communications and couple your communications together for a stacking effect to overcome this challenge. If you are stuck for words, you can use our double up your follow-up scripts to help you out. Number 12, content is king. Unfortunately, no matter how beautiful you do it, you can only ask, "Are you ready to buy?" so many times before it becomes irritating. This is especially true when numerous companies are asking the same question. Compelling content can open doors because it enables for value-added contact rather than value-asking contact. Good content is a significant investment, but it's an investment in the bank account of trust with each and every prospect. And the more you put it, the more you will have to withdraw. It's unfortunate that so few businesses recognize this. The solution is to create useful material for your lead. In general, this will be information that a real estate professional is familiar with, but that a potential home buyer is unfamiliar with. This will help demonstrate your competence to the prospect. This too hints at a more universal principle. At every stage of the process, from initial contact to closing, speaking in terms of your specialist expertise will impress and reassure home buyers. When compared to the average candidate, your understanding of your job as a property manager is practically encyclopedic. Smart management firms capitalize on their expertise by providing engaging content that both educates and builds credibility. This might be anything from a well-designed brochure to a FAQ to a few well-written testimonials. When it comes to developing trust and a human connection with prospects, even a short video answering basic questions about property management and your services may be a game changer. Before asking for the sale, stand out by providing tremendous value to prospects. The more you donate, the more powerful your request will be. You'll have to put in some effort to keep a consistent stream of intriguing information coming in, but it will be worth it in the end. Number 13, track contact attempts. Even if a real estate agent devises the best follow-up system ever devised, it won't matter if individuals aren't following the system's instructions. As a result, the realtor must keep track of utilization. A lead management system that keeps track of calls and emails on its own is highly recommended. Because it recognizes important phone numbers and email addresses, passive tracking works. It enables data to be arranged in such a way that a reviewer can see the entire picture for a certain lead. Number 14, set up the next step. Assuming the lead hasn't asked you to stop contacting them, in which case you should honor his or her preferences, the end of each conversation should always contain an agreement on concrete next steps. For example, you could request permission to contact them after a particular amount of time has passed in order to make a real estate transaction. Number 15, keep a call down list. A call down list is a list of potential customers who are interested but not ready to purchase. Having one makes it easier to contact all of those leads at the same time. It simplifies what could otherwise be a difficult task. Number 16, track email opens and click-throughs. It's the ideal time to call when you discover a prospect reading your emails. The lead is already considering you and the potential of making a real estate acquisition at that point. It's referred to as the ideal lead response opportunity. You may think you would need to be psychic to perform this, but that's not the case. Such warnings are feasible thanks to technology that allows you to include a tracking pixel to your email. You can effortlessly check your email open and reply rates and always know who your hot leads are. Number 17, know when to step away. A great salesperson must be persistent, but they must also know when to walk away. Send one final email, the breakup email, to let them know you have had your fill of pestering them and want to work together again in the future. There are 2 reasons why you should send your 6th email last, which is my indication to cool my jets for a bit. For one thing, wasting time and effort on a potential client who isn't interested is pointless. Harassing an unresponsive individual will make them want to talk to you. In fact, it can turn them off from ever wanting to. Continuing to contact your prospect after your 5th or 6th try isn't beneficial to them, and it's not helpful to you. But there's a better reason to cut things off, and that's the power of closing the loop. As described by Blair Enns, essentially you notify the individual that you won't be contacting them anymore, in a pleasant manner. Enns advises being as dispassionate and detached as possible. A lead follow-up technique's purpose may be to get your lead to take the next step in the conversation process, such as calling you, accepting their cash offer, or attending an open house. The purpose may be to persuade them to accept a cash offer you have already made, or simply to keep in touch with them in case they are ready to use your services. Each company is unique, and each prospect is unique. When you're following up with prospects, what stage they're at, and what action you need them to take, your follow-up system should reflect that. The goal of mastering follow-up is usually to get the prospect back on the phone so you can work your sales magic. But a phone call may be used for anything. It's a good start. Some follow-up is better than none, and this is going to get you moving in the right direction. Create a follow-up technique that works for you, your business, and your prospects. Then you'll reap the benefits of being a business that consistently follows up with its leads, and a fortune may follow. That's it for this video, Real Talker. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and if you feel like we have delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person as a token of your appreciation for the hard work we put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you will start to see results. See you soon.